just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's a life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips.
Yeah,
Felt like, oh man, he felt like about a 6-pound brim.
Me too, I got a good one here.
All right, yeah, you got one on, Jerry?
Yeah, I got one.
All right, there you go, Jerry got one.
Come on in,
That's
baby.
all right.
Hey, Jerry got one coming in.
Hey, he's fighting, man. Look at bend that pole. Look at that.
Jerry, what are you doing? Spitting on your lure there?
I ain't telling you. Look at that thing.
Working, Jerry.
He's fighting. Wait a minute, he's fighting hard too.
What is that, a turtle?
That's Flipper, man.
Look at him. Look at
Got a
him.
crappie. Look at there. Yeah. That's what I figured we might pick up out here.
Look at that. Hey, man, come on up here, baby.
Well, Jerry got a crappie.
Come here, baby. Got a good one here.
Back your pole on in here now. All right. Now, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Who have you got on as shipmates here with us?
I've lost my fish, Archie. Wait a minute.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
There.
Oh, I got him.
Hold on there, Jerry.
I got him. I got him. Archie, we got a group of fine fishermen here today. There's one can't hold a fish. Look at that.
What are you gonna name him, Jerry?
That's a genuine crappie.
Look at that.
Who all we got aboard here now?
Sitting right there in the back chair, that's Bobby Horton, probably one of the finest banjo players on this boat here today.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
Unless you play. You know Chris right there.
Chris Dyer, who writes all of our songs. I want to tell the
sir.
folks something too here. This crew we got today has been very instrumental in our outdoor show. Chris there wrote our songs, Daddy's Last Fishing Trip. What's our opening song?
Oh, I got a whale!
Chris. Our opening song is
Sportsman's Dream.
Sportsman's Dream.
It's
Chris is a songwriter, and these three boys are probably with the finest string organization I've ever heard, called Three on a String. Now, some of the folks may have heard a better bunch, but I ain't never. And I got Brad over here. Brad, what all does Brad play?
Brad, in our show, Archie, Brad plays a big bull bass, but he plays a little bit of everything. Bobby taught him how to play the banjo, and he plays the guitar. And
You play a harmonica too, Brad?
He don't play harmonica.
Don't play harmonica.
We don't let anybody play harmonica.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I remember when y'all played at the Birmingham Symphony.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's where they play a little more of that classical kind of music. I mean, I enjoy it, you know, if I don't have too big a bait of it at one time, you know what I'm saying? They invited y'all boys to come up there, and I never will forget this as long as I live. And they had all them people playing all that real, you know, what do you call that, chamber music, is that what we call it? Anyhow, they said, we want to introduce y'all to Three on a String. And here my boys come out there.
Yeah.
And I never will get one. After you got through with one, there was 7 standing ovations. 7 standing ovations. So that goes to show the kind of music these boys play, everybody loves, regardless of where they are on the musical spectrum.
Oh, man.
Bless your
And
heart.
what we're going to do today, we got Mr. Tom Youngman on his pontoon boat. And a lot of folks that's got pontoon boats just use them to ride around and up and down the river, and a lot of times the man wants to go fishing and the lady wants to ride, but they can't figure out the boat is so big and it's not real maneuverable like a bass boat. Say, well, how can we do it? Well, we figured out a system that's just slick as a button. Take this little old Keystone jig, 4-pound test line, and get in these little flat sloughs off the main river, 8, 10, 12 foot of water, and pitch these things out there and just barely move the boat by leaving it in neutral and bumping it, leaving it in neutral, bumping it. You can drift right in there, do what old Jerry done there, Brad and all, and we're gonna be fishing along here, and we're gonna sing you a few of these three. I'm not gonna sing anything. Don't
Oh, come on, you gotta sing a little bit.
They are gonna sing us some good outdoor songs while we catching these brim.
Uh-oh,
Got him. Got him, Chris?
Got him.
We're dragging through some.
there he is.
Yeah, they're all out in the front of here, but they're not on the beds now.
Jump,
When
you
they're
big
on
old
the bed,
fish.
it is awesome. I mean, just absolutely awesome. There he is. There he is. Now we're getting into him again.
That's the one
Look at him jumping. This is
Yeah,
a big
there we go.
showbiz break. He's
You
not-
got one? Everybody got one?
Boy,
Chris,
he
you
thinks
got
he's
one?
a bass.
I got one. Jerry got one.
What is that, little crappie?
Yeah.
Sure is.
Sure is.
You got a little crappie. See, the crappies are a little further out here. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Now somebody else gonna claim that brim. You see them two? You see them two baits?
That's the first time I ever seen two.
I was
Two
greedy,
guys
but
take-
I was claiming that one.
Let's see.
Two guys catch one
Who's hooked?
fish. How
I
about
don't
that?
know. I don't know. Chris got a crappie. We got a bluegill.
You know, I believe I must have a crappie.
Bobby got one.
I believe I must have a crappie because
Bobby's
he's just
got
sort of
one.
laying. Here he comes.
There he
Oh,
comes.
he's
There he comes.
flipping.
Get him on in here, Bob.
There
Okay.
he is.
There you go.
I was letting him play. This is a big showbiz break, Archie.
I know. There you go.
He's on TV.
There we go. I'm pitching mine back.
Hey, baby. That's the same one I got a while ago.
Now, fellas, y'all about to wear us out. We was planning on singing a little bit for this, folks.
Forget that.
Hey,
Talking about singing, man.
Let's
Get
see.
that
I
noise.
tell you what.
That's too much fun. Isn't it?
now, right straight out there. And if y'all want to cast a time or two, right straight out from the boat is a good spot. But the little, any kind of little small jig that you troll on your pontoon boat will work like a charm, but the little keystone jig, it don't look like nothing, but it is absolutely deadly for both casting and trolling. What we're doing here today, fishing's a little tough out here today. Y'all may not believe this, but we could pull in on this one spot and maybe catch 50 without ever moving the boat, but we're having to move it in deeper water to make them respond because they're not on the bed right now.
I mean, we already
I
talked
just threw
about
right over there. Is
10.
that where you're talking
That's
about?
where I'm talking about.
Well, that's where I am.
That's where you ought to be. You know, when we first started outdoors with Archie Phillips, I realized that we needed some good music and some folks that kind of had a feel for what us folks do when we're out here in the great outdoors. And you know, Chris Dyer here, he's a songwriter and he likes to hunt and fish and everything. And you and I just talk about it, wouldn't we, Chris? And I said,
Yeah.
well, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about that. And he took all this information and went out there and just tell them how you put it together, Chris.
Well, I found out you had we're going to start a show, and well, I'd had this song I wrote. It's called Panama City Beach, and it's a pretty good song because we use a lot of the same music in Sportsman's Dream as we did Panama City Beach. And well, I found out I was going to give you that song. I found out, well, old Archie is going to start him a show. Little cash register lights lit up my eyes. And, well, Panama City Beach became Sportsman's Dream.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's
And
beautiful.
I think it, along with the camera work you guys do, I think it just really puts pictures in people's heads and just takes them out there where.
Well, I think that particular song is all encompassing about what we enjoy doing in the outdoors. And if you can talk these fishermen right here, and we finally took a rod out of the hand, I promised them that I'd let them go right back as soon as we got this done. So maybe we can get a minute or two of music here. All right, crank it up, Chris. Y'all boys get it going there now.
Well, I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim. Looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brims. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak.
Oh, pick it, me. Play two.
riding, slipping and sliding over hill and dale, singing hip hooray, come on, let's play, it's a life I love so well. Like going down to the fishing hole, buddies and me and my old cane pole, bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's a life I love so fine. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. To walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak.
Very good.
Woo, all right.
Nice tune, nice tune.
That's a good song.
Well, let me ask y'all something now. Y'all do, this is your full-time living, and y'all ain't part-timers, y'all full-timers.
We full-time, Archie.
So where all y'all play at? I mean, you know, just around the South or
Lay
all
Lake.
over? Lay Lake?
Logan Martin, no.
Archie, we've been as far west as Regina, Canada, and as far, of course, all up and down. We went to Rochester, New York, all up and down the East Coast. Anywhere there's a convention, put us in there.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you go in different regions, is the kind of music y'all play, does the region make any difference? Do people enjoy it as much in the North as they do in the South or in the West? I mean, is it a pretty universal style?
I think what we do is a popular style music in this area. You know, bluegrass came from Kentucky. We don't do exclusively bluegrass, but everywhere we go, we find that people are people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do what you do, decent. In other words, if you do it to the point it's...
Y'all don't do no trashy
it
act,
don't
do you?
hurt, no. If it don't hurt to listen to it, you know, then, and they like you as people, then we found about the same everywhere.
So in other words, y'all go, do you have regular clients that you play for through the years?
We've done one Christmas party in fact, we've gotten 2 plaques from one company. The Morgan Oil Company up in Cullman has given us 2 employee plaques. And then another company has made us honorary division of their corporation.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can understand why.
Yeah, that's a big compliment too. You know, when people ask you back, it's one thing.
And y'all been together 20 years now.
Yeah, Bobby and I and Brad was 6 when we started running around the stage.
Yeah, I got you. And he just moved right in, and y'all make a wonderful team.
But you know, he worked for a long, well, how many years? 3 or 4 years is doing roadie work and getting everything ready, and then
driving the van.
Driving the van, and then they promoted you up one notch, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
we don't know if that's a promotion or not.
Oh, it's beautiful. Well, you know, folks, for our hunting buddies, I guess probably one of the funnest kind of huntings, and whether you catch the coon or not, everybody has a good time. You go home beat up, banged up, scratched up, wore out, and most of the time the coon whips the dog anyway. But it's a fun, I tell you, it's Southern tradition at its best. And I carried old Chris out there with me, and he's seen my old dogs and how they do, and they ain't never been that good. Of course, we went with some high-priced folks and some high-powered dogs, but Chris wrote this coon hunting song called Aliceville Coon Hunting. Chris, if you'll just crank that thing up, and we'll, these boys will follow in there.
We'll fall in there.
I just kind of watch.
Good setting for it anyway,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Well, down by the creek bank we let the dogs go. Blackjack Sally and Trooper Joe. Under the light of a harvest moon, we're gonna go catch a coon. When the boys get together on an autumn night, the tall tails fly like a big old kite. Better make sure and bring your wading boots, cause man, it's getting to be. Blackjack, tree that coon. We'll be along real soon. Sally, tree that coon. And Trooper Joe, don't you know every dog I've ever had. Every dog has a day, and that coon is gonna pay. Well, the coon in the tree, so up I go. Knock him right between old Blackjack's toes. Everybody get out of the way, cause dogs and coons don't play. Round and around with all their might, the coon slaps the dog and the dog tries to bite, but the coon's got Blackjack by the nose as around and around they go. Blackjack, tree that coon, we'll be along real soon. Sally, tree that coon. Trooper Joe, don't you know, you better go tree that coon.
Take it, Jerry. Is that it?
That's close enough, man. Wow, wow, wow.
You know, folks, taking a kid fishing now, I don't believe that some parents realize the importance and the bonding that takes place between a dad and a son on a fishing trip. And it's a time where they're out there together and they communicate with each other, and nothing is finer. You hear all these kids on drugs and all this kind of stuff. You keep that kid in the outdoors, hunting and fishing, and you ain't gonna have that kind of problem with him. And you know, my dad, I remember him, if he couldn't take his sons fishing, regardless who he's going with, he just didn't go. And he took us hunting, he took us fishing, and I know we were a burden on him, and you know, it made his trip a lot more uncomfortable, but he never let up. He always carried us and showed us and he taught us. And I remember the saddest time of my life, I carried my dad down on the Warrior River, and we were fishing about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he had heart trouble and diabetes, and he just barely could get around. And he was there, we was worm fishing, and he threw the worm out, and his old hands had done got so weak, I looked back and he dropped his rod. He couldn't even hold the rod. And I knew at that point in time that was the last fishing trip he and I'd ever take together. And I communicated this to my friend Chris Dye here, and told him what all happened during that trip and some of my experiences with my dad. And so unbeknownst to me, he writes this song and gives it to me for my birthday, Daddy's Last Fishing Trip. And we've got 3 on a string, and Chris are gonna give you his rendition of Daddy's Last Fishing Trip.
If I can do it, Archie's about to cry.
Go ahead, throw it out there.
I remember me and my dad going fishing, go every chance we could. Had a short streak of bad luck, though our luck was mostly good. It was more than who could catch the big fish. It was much more than that, I know. It was a part of him, a part of me, and fishing made us whole. I remember going fishing, just me and my dad. I remember the joy we shared. Have to bait my hook and entangle my line. I really don't think he cared. I remember the joy I felt on the first day I learned to swim. But nothing can compare to the feeling I got when I caught that first big brim. And I'd say, hey, Daddy, Daddy, done caught me a big old brim. The water was splashing, the pole was thrashing, saying, Daddy, would you look at, Daddy, would you look at, Daddy, would you look at him? My daddy was a man of few words, those words he knew by heart. He just looked at his empty stringer and laughed, well, I guess you think you're smart. I remember
our last fishing trip. I remember the joy we shared. I I'd have to bait his hook and untangle his line. But you know, I really didn't care. Poor Daddy barely knew where he was, but he knew enough to smile. That's what made taking my daddy fishing all the more worthwhile.
There you are. Now it's time to say goodbye. We wish that we could stay. Memories remain with us until another day. And we know even best of friends must sometimes be apart. And we'll always keep your memory in our heart. Yes, we'll always keep your memory in our heart.
Folks, y'all stay tuned again next week for some more Outdoors with Archie Phillips.
Well, let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. I said now let that wind come along and let those waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Pick it out.